Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the weekly MMA Cycles Market Update. Today is the 18th of September, 2024, and I'm your host, Gianni DePoce. I'm coming to you from Lake Bled, Slovenia, where we are about to kick off the MMA Investment Retreat. It starts tomorrow, the 19th of September, and will run until Sunday, the 22nd. And if you are not part of this event yet, you can still join us online, and you can find all the details at www.mmacycles.com. But in spite of this very exciting weekend we have planned, there's also very important things transpiring in the markets. We just had the Dow Jones rally to a new all-time high again today, as you can see on my chart, just after the Federal Reserve lowered interest rates for the first time in over several months, over a year and a half, actually. And so price is hitting a new all-time high here in the Dow. We are in a reversal period, so can't rule out a high of significance forming. You take a look at the NASDAQ here. This also is selling off after initially rallying after news of the rate cut. And so this is pretty significant here, especially if we get a lower high, because this would be the second significant lower high in a row. But we did just make a higher low, so we need to be very attentive to what's transpiring in the NASDAQ right now. And it's something that Ray is going to be covering in great detail this weekend here at the MMA Investment Retreat with his outlook, his long-term outlook on U.S. stocks. Are we heading into a long-term cycle low in the not-so-distant future, or does this market still have some more upside? We're going to look at that. Ray's going to discuss that in great detail from a cyclical, geocosmic, and technical standpoint. Let's jump over to bonds. We're seeing bonds sell off too. It looks like a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event here in the bond market. The good news is that we're very early in the primary cycle, so I would look for this sell-off to not last that long. We are seeing the dollar rally significantly on this news. Take a look at the USD JPY. Looks like we're coming up off a low of significance here, which could lead to additional flights to safety in this market if this sell-off in stocks is going to continue. If you take a look at the euro, the initial reaction was bullish for the euro, but we've since seen all of those gains erased and prices have started to come back down. Now, going into tomorrow, we have Sun trine Uranus followed by Sun opposite Neptune on the 20th. And then we have a really action-packed weekend in terms of geocosmics, in terms of Sun trine Pluto, Venus square Pluto on the 22nd, the same day as Libra season begins, and Venus moves into Scorpio. So look for another reversal in currencies, if not by the end of the week, by the start of next week when Venus changed signs. It is notorious for leading to reversals in the currency market. Now, I do want to take a look at precious metals, have a look at gold mining stocks here. As seen by GDX, we did rally to a new high, selling off on the news. This seems to be the big theme here in terms of the market's response immediately after the Fed's meeting. But as I always like to say, the day after the Fed meeting matters more than the day of the Fed meeting itself. So I wouldn't put too much stock in the price action today. Follow the technicals, follow the geocosmics, follow the cycles. And like I said, we're going to be talking about gold in great detail. Pretty much everything that I cover in these weekly videos will be analyzed from a long-term standpoint over this weekend. Let's take a look at USO, the fund that tracks crude oil. Crude oil in the time band for an intermediate cycle trough. Puyan's going to be covering that this weekend as well. We did rally back up after an apparent breakdown below support. This does seem to be a lower high, so this could reinforce the downtrend. We are in the time band for a low of significance to form, but there still could be a little bit more time for further downside in the near term. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at cryptocurrencies, starting off with Bitcoin. We are coming up off a secondary higher low here in Bitcoin. And, we've talked about Venus being in Libra and how that can be generally a catalyst for 20% or greater moves in the cryptocurrency market. And as it turns out, as I was reviewing some of the data in preparation for this weekend, I'll give you a little spoiler here. Turns out that Venus not only leads to 20% or greater moves in Ethereum when in the sign of Libra, but also in the sign of Scorpio. So we're going into Scorpio next. look for big moves to unfold in crypto. We may have one more low on the horizon. However, we are in the time band for a low of significance to a form, and it may have already happened. Depending on the data that you have for markets, some Ethereum cash markets have actually reported that prices took out that low from August 5th in Ethereum on August 6th, but Bitcoin did not, for a case of intermarket bullish divergence. So that's all I have for now. It's getting late here in Slovenia, and we got to get ready for tomorrow, where the formalities of the investment retreat will begin. So I hope you can join us. The virtual tickets are available. You can find those at www.mmacycles.com. In terms of announcements, we did just have the Shanghai and the MMA monthly ETF report published. And then next week, we will have the MMA grains report and the monthly addendum plus released as well. But if you want to know what we're looking at over the next few years into the rest of the decade, this event that we're having now is the place to do it. www.mmacycles.com. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon.